welcome to episode 1927 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2027.
And I have a huge cock.
It's 2025.
April Fools.
April Fools. It's 2026. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, I'm up first, and I've got I'm gonna update you guys on Kristi Noem's husband.
Yeah, one of the best headlines ever, probably.
Yeah,
when you said that this morning, Will, I said to myself, no way this is real.
It came in many formats, and I also thought it was fake at first because it dropped from the Daily Mail, but no, not fake. Not fake at all.
What happens?
Not one news outlet has not covered it. Every single news outlet in the world.
What had happened to her husband?
Worldwide, it is being covered because it is confirmed real. We don't know exactly the details of where the realness happened, but we know it happened, and so we're going to talk about it first.
Tough march for Kristi.
Very tough march for Kristi Noem. But Byron, her husband, may be living his best life. We'll get into it. Wes, what do you got on deck?
Oh, he's clearly living his best life in those pictures. I knew I couldn't top that one, so I went just with a random one, which I thought was hilarious, and that is that tumbleweeds. We're going to talk about tumbleweeds. I know we've talked briefly about it before on the show,
Of course.
but I just think it's hilarious that people out there deal with these things. And
It's great. Oh, they're serious, man.
It's great. It's so good.
Serious.
You got a tumbleweed problem?
It's insane that people deal with these things.
Well, there's a lot of elderly people out west. You know, they retire out here, and then there's a ton of tumbleweeds.
Can crush your house, can crush you, can crush your car.
What do you mean it can crush your house?
No,
I don't think it can crush you, but it can cover you.
It can crush you.
It can cover you completely.
Yeah. We'll tell you all about them. They're actually a Russian plant, it turns out. So.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Russia. And then Mark, you're in the hole. What do you got?
Russia Everglades pythoned us with tumbleweeds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian thistle or something like that. Yeah.
It's exactly at the Russian thistle.
I have a story that was in the news, but it's old, but it's good. It's old, but it's good. And then a stabbing occurred at a sporting event. A fan got a little too Dan Hurley on someone.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
We'll have to get into that.
Turns out that was Dan Hurley's buddy.
Yeah, well, it turns out Dan Hurley's just a psycho, and anyone that got within a foot of him was getting headbutted. Like
that's his best friend, apparently, or like one of his closest friends. That ref.
The ref
not
was?
quite.
Yeah.
They get along. I wouldn't say best friends. He doesn't dislike him.
It's one of his closest.
It's one of the
friends.
refs he doesn't hate.
One of his closest friends.
Okay,
that's not what Dan Hurley said on the interview today, or the ref. The ref said
very close friends.
Okay, they're associates that get along. They're not.
What do you want from me? I don't know. PFT today. He just wrapped an interview with Dan Hurley.
I read the Dan Hurley interviews. He said he likes the guy, and he's like, I had my arm around him earlier. He's not a ref.
Take it up with Eric. Take it up with Eric.
I think
that'd be a little conflict of interest, don't you think? If his best friend was
it's not his best
the
friend. I think that's a little of them goofing.
I heard he's his best man at his wedding.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I said, "What'd you do today, Eric?" He goes, "I just interviewed Dan Hurley, and he was telling me that this guy
I know
lives
he
in his
interviewed Dan
guest house."
Hurley, but Dan Hurley did not mention that they were best friends in the other interviews I saw. He just said, "Oh, I don't dislike him. He makes bad calls every now and then, but you saw earlier, I had my hand around him. It's not because I hated him. It's because I was pumped up, and anyone was getting that headbutt."
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Dan Hurley and the ref, those are effectively players in their game.
Yeah.
It would be like if a player and a player put their heads against each other, you get it. A ref and a coach are effectively like players in the other game,
He did say he was surprised he didn't chest bump him. He thought the ref was going to chest bump him.
It was very sensual.
Yeah.
He celebrated with a ref?
He put his forehead against the ref's forehead.
It would have been a tech if it wasn't his best friend.
Yeah.
It probably should have been a tech, but you can't ruin their season off your coach.
It was
being a hothead.
romantic. It was
Yeah.
romantic.
It was awesome.
All right.
Got to pull up the video to show Will.
Yeah, can we get the video? It's incredible. I mean, the guy is just a dog. Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley is a dog. He said, "I dare you to team me up."
Yeah, he's got fucking Bill. He's got Bill
best
Murray
friend.
behind him. Yeah, you're not doing.
Damn.
He said,
telling
"Take
him
this away from my
nothing.
boys. Take it away from my boys."
Tough situation for Duke.
And the guy couldn't. Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. Wow. Sounds like a game-changing situation. Let's move on to definitely the biggest story of the day. This was the #1 trend on Google on March 31st. This was it had to be the #1 trend worldwide. And of course, I'm talking about how we all finally found out why Kristi Noem allegedly made that sex lounge in her luxury 737 plane to have sex with her co-worker Corey Lewandowski, allegedly.
Right.
That's what we all learned on Tuesday, March 31st.
Curtain was lifted.
The curtain was lifted in a stunning turn of events. Wes, Kristi Noem's husband, Byron. Here he is. There's Byron with Kristi.
I got to
at the
correct you,
beach.
Will. I thought it was Byron too. It's Brian.
Oh, Brian with a Y.
Brian.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The
No, you don't have
YR
to apologize.
the
Let's call him
Brian?
Byron for the rest of the show.
Well, I thought he was Byron, but he's
Like a
Brian.
Mormon?
I think I was calling
a Mormon
him Byron.
kid?
Yeah, he's Brian.
Such a Mormon kid name.
Bryon.
Oh my god.
You're right. You're right. It's Brian. Okay, so that's Kristi's wife, Brian Noem.
How do I make Brian rhyme with Zion?
And then it's Kristi. She's looking upset at the beach with him for some reason. But that's the married couple. Right.
I'm gonna call it Byron.
Okay, Byron.
Come on.
But Byron or Brian, he's what's in the news globally is he's had images of himself in what appears to be a fantasy drag type situation, American Gladiator style, kind of, with huge balloons for tits. Published by, as Pat said earlier, pretty much every media outlet in the world.
Look at the size of those big tits.
He's like that Canadian teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's exactly like the Canadian
with the
teacher.
tits.
Yeah.
Except he kind of has a John Cena face.
Huge tits, yeah, on a big, like, muscular dude, older muscular guy, tall guy. And this is everywhere. This picture is everywhere.
How mad is Brian that this didn't come out one day later? One day later,
On
and
April
you
Fool's,
can
it would have been
spin
so
zone
good on
this
April
shit
Fool's, yeah.
out of Oh, damn. Damn.
It sucks for Brian, but I don't know if he's really too broken up about
He's
this at
free
all.
now, Pat.
I'm gonna, yeah, exactly.
Right.
But Mark, I'm kind of with you,
right.
on that one, because let's break this down and see why Brian, is in the crosshairs now, because the Noem family have asked for privacy and prayers after being blindsided, quote unquote, blindsided by the report that Brian is addicted to what's called bimbofication. Okay, and so bimbofication,
Like their house burned down or something.
Dude, I know. You can deny this so hard. You could spin this. There's no spin on this. They walked right into the fucking shotgun barrel and they let someone pull the trigger saying, we need prayers and privacy right now.
I think that's what Noem's team, that's what Kristi's team is saying.
There
her
is
office,
no way
but
this snuck up on Kristi. You can't hide a 40-pound fake set of tits.
It's true.
no.
I don't care how nice their house is. Someone's finding that thing.
So I showed you guys the
That's a good
picture
call, Mark.
that's all over the internet. This one's all over the internet with him with the 40-pound knockers that he put in his like skin colored spandex shirt. But bimbofication, guys, it's a fetish where basically you try to make yourself look as much as you can like a Barbie doll, right? And so Brian, he is into these bimbofication fetish sites.
It's
and
like
he's posting pics. Look at this. Look, he's posting pics like this.
Look at the size of those things.
And then so that's Brian in like a spandex pink like shorts,
like the
and
My
then
Little
also
Pony
a halter
bros.
top.
The
Yeah,
bronies.
with the 40-pound fake titties. And so that's bimbofication. And so Brian, he likes to bimbofy himself as well, make himself
Right, it goes
like a Barbie
both
doll.
ways.
Wait, but is he
Right.
is he want to transition as well? Is this the start of a transition?
Hold on.
Okay,
Let's not
okay.
get ahead of ourselves.
Real quick,
I wanna go right to the
bimbofication.
Let's
end.
ask Brian. Come on in.
Welcome to the show.
When does he start calling himself Brienne? You know,
I went down a rabbit hole on Reddit, and
Yeah.
this woman was posting about her partner male being into bimbofication. I thought, oh, it's the same situation, but no, her partner wanted her
Right.
to
Right.
turn into a bimbo.
And so
Sure.
this is
I think that's probably the more normal of the two.
right.
this is also
Yeah.
so
yeah.
this is also
Like,
maybe
most men, you mean?
Yeah.
right.
I want you to
Wes.
be real slutty with huge titties.
Yeah.
I don't want you to say much, and I want you to have a lot of makeup on.
That's right.
That's exactly it. And that's kind
That
of what
guy's
bimbo
Brian, Pat.
It is. Brian is into bimbofication, and bimbofication in his case means he wants to see women bimbofied, but he also likes to want to see himself bimbofied. And so
Walks
what
it like he
happened
talks it.
exactly? He loves it both ways. And so what happened was
I'll go
three.
first.
A good manager won't ask him to do anything he won't do himself.
That's right.
So
Leaders lead from the back.
yeah, that's what Brian is trying to do. So what happened was three of the entertainers on one of these sites. Now the exact site has not been.
I think it's
declassified.
FetLife. I personally think it's
Pat
FetLife.
thinks it's FetLife because it's the biggest
Can we
one.
dive into that website?
Yeah, so FetLife has 12 million users, and if you are into any sort of fetish, whatever, it is it's like what Craigslist Backpage used to be, but it's way more organized. You can get into a community quickly. It's very
Is that where the Milkman
progressive.
was?
Yeah, no, that was a different one. That was lame. That was like commercialized. If you're a real fet homie and you want to meet up, you're going FetLife. Like the guy that killed his wife's lover, has set his wife up in
Yes.
Virginia. FetLife.
Oh,
You-
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one. That's big. Yeah, that's a big site. So maybe it's that biggest one. There are hundreds of bimbofication sites out there when I just did a quick search. So but what happened was three of these performers, they from whichever site it was, maybe FetLife, maybe one of the others, they come forward to the Daily Mail with quote unquote hundreds of messages sent to them by a user named quote unquote Jason Jackson. Okay, Jason Jackson is actually just Byron,
Byron
right?
Noem.
Exactly, Noem. And so
Jackson with an X.
so they sent hundreds of messages, these three women,
Definitely.
whistleblowers, to the Daily Mail. And Noem's husband enthusiastically praised their heavily augmented appearances and proclaimed he coveted, quote, huge, ridiculous boobs. And that was like most of his thing, which most of the guys on bimbofication are there for.
Yeah.
But then Brian allegedly sent at least 25 grand
Like
in,
this big.
yeah, like the literal balloons. Like
Yeah,
just
but he showed him. I'm
Balloon
talking
big.
this big.
Right.
well, right, but this is so I'm about to tell you where that pops in.
Hang on,
So-
I got him. Hang on.
so Brian allegedly spent at least 25 grand on these bimbos via Cash App and PayPal, right? And did stuff like this, Mark. So he would trade selfies with one of the women, and then he told her, okay, I'm going to worship you like a goddess. But then he also told her, you turned me into a girl. And then he asked, should I
Yeah.
put on leggings? And so it's like,
I mean,
does-
he needs her to say yes there.
Bro, I'm
Yes.
sure she says yes.
She
What you're
has
looking
to say-
is the answer you're looking for? Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Waiting on response.
basically,
Checks bank account.
Brian is sending like 100 of these a night, basically asking like, hey, should I put on the ladies' clothes again? And they're like, yeah, do it. And then he pays, a shitload of money for that.
This is
and
a
then
loophole in his mind, basically.
yeah. And then
Well,
the
his wife's
bimbos-
out there fucking Corey Lewandowski on a.
Well, look at what her husband's doing. Her husband's got 40-pound tits on at home.
Doesn't seem like he
That's
cares.
tough. It's a tough situation all around, fellas.
Which
You
came
got-
first, the boob or the fucking?
You
I
got
don't
it
know.
diagnosed. Yeah, it's a tough call right there. But the fucking was very much more public than the boobs first. The bimbos figured it out when one of them butt dialed their mega fan Jason Jackson, no X, sorry Pat, on accident. But then when the voicemail came up, it was Noem Insurance, leave a message from Brian's cell phone.
Brian, you're using
And so
fucking personal
Sloppy.
line.
Yeah.
exactly. So it was destined from that point to have his booby pics sold to the tabloids. When the women directly confronted Brian, so the three women who he was most into directly confronted him. They were like, dude, we figured out, Jason Jackson, that you're actually like Brian Noem, right? And so they directly confronted Brian about his identity. He apparently told him he didn't care. He's just like, whatever, I don't care if you know.
Answer the question about the leggings.
Right.
This was
my wife's been out there banging Corey Lewandowski. Skate.
To Pat's point, this was around the same time the entire country was making jokes about his wife cheating on him. And one of the fucking bimbos even like directly confronted him like about getting his wife back and shit. He's like, I can't do anything about it. So like maybe this is a little bit of revenge in some ways. He doesn't give a fuck about this information coming out. He even not confirmed, but he didn't deny it to the Daily Mail when they reached out to him. It's definitely something that Brian just likes to do, but maybe a tinge of revenge here.
I'd like to look at the timeline very closely to when the first pic was posted on FetLife and when he found out about the
You
the
think
room in
his
the sky.
immediate grief reaction was to become a full-on bimbet? I think I think it was
I gotta
probably
do
in there.
something weird.
Oh no, he definitely likes bimbofication. That's established.
After the leggings, I'd like. Does anyone know how to hide a 40-pound dimensioned 30 by 30 by 80 object?
Well, guys, I want to point something out here.
It's amazing.
The Noem before or after in some
bimbofication.
situations, right, could be considered a bimbofication.
Nice.
I mean, I think she had her tits done. She obviously had massive amounts of plastic surgery.
Well, Brian could have been the architect of that. So,
There's them the day they got married.
yeah,
What size that guy?
he's huge.
Yeah, he's a giant, dude. He's
a big
fucking
dude. He's
huge.
a big boy. And so, Pat, you pulled up what President Trump had to say about it,
Dude,
right?
I can't believe. Okay, I love this. Is okay. You guys know I fucking hate President Trump, but I love how accessible he is to the media for moments like this. Because the Daily Mail, everyone has a cell phone number. Everyone has President Trump's cell phone number, and the Daily Mail called him up. I'm assuming, and he laid this quote down when asked about if he'd heard about Kristi Noem's husband's bimbofication issues. Trump said, "Quote: Wow. Well, I feel badly for the family if that's the case. That's too bad. I don't know anything about it."
Yeah,
Great quote. Great
Yeah.
quote from Donnie T.
that's
It's
too bad.
This is a literal Veep episode in real life. I mean, it's a public secret relationship between two married people in DC, right? Kristi Noem, Corey Lewandowski. She doesn't deny having sex with him at the hearing earlier this month. She just called it tabloid garbage. She never denied having sex with him. So the
It's
assumption
a
there
little
is
bit more forgivable.
definitely
now,
banged him, right?
way more forgivable.
And then Brian is confronted
almost
by the
expected.
big booby bimbos he's addicted to about trying to get his wife back, and just shrugs it off and says he's going to stay in bimbo land forever. And you really can't blame Brian if she was fucking Corey before he got into bimbofication.
You lose a little attraction for your husband when you find his 40-pound tits.
Well, it's the chicken or the egg. It's the chicken or
Right.
the egg, Wes. It's the
Right.
chicken or the egg now.
Well, I got to point out, I posed
For
this
Halloween
question
or?
to Will earlier today. That's what I thought at first. It was Halloween. They could have spun
Yeah.
this, by the way, as a Halloween costume. But I thought to myself, is this a psyop? Because Kristi Noem so desperately wants to be president. It's also an open secret.
She's never.
She has
That's
no
why
chance.
I know.
No
But
chance.
in her mind, guys, she
She
might.
has no
She
chance.
thinks she has a chance. That's why she's probably gonna go to jail for the fraud of the spending on that ad. But the reason she spent on the ad was so she could get so much face recognition with the people. Now she has this Corey
getting
Lewandowski
shipped to Siberia, and this is Occam's razor.
I know, but she has
Yeah.
her husband's a bimbet.
She has the Lewandowski
Yeah, I mean,
scandal.
she's
which
now
is tough to
forever.
overcome.
She's down bad.
This is over. I mean, this is Pat. I almost
But
named this Pat.
Does
I
this
almost-
absolve her from the
No,
cheating?
no,
in the
no,
public's
no,
eye?
Pat,
No, I mean,
Pat.
absolving from the cheating is one thing, but not. She has
That's
no
the
path.
psyop.
She has no path to the presidency.
Pat.
I would
almost-
sentence her less if I was a judge and I knew about these pictures.
Yeah.
Or if you were the
I'll-
public.
No.
Yeah.
No. I almost.
I feel
No.
Right,
no.
you feel bad for her, right?
Yeah,
a
but
little
it's-
bit.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the puppy murdering lady that did a bad job.
Yeah,
Had
the
sex
puppy
on the
murderer
airplane. Her husband wore big
whose
fake
husband-
tits.
We're taking a
What's the
year
book
off
at?
for each tit your husband has.
You are a giant lady. How tall are you?
I almost named this segment "Another One Bites the Dust." That's how over her fucking political career is.
Right.
The related memes here are the dog who says, "Tell Kristi I want her to know it was me who leaked the pictures," because as every dog out there knows, they fucking hate Kristi Noem. Then some other related memes I just thought were funny. Lindsey Graham went clay shooting, and then somebody roasted him and said, "I'm going to refer to gay sex as going clay shooting from now on." And then also Matt Gaetz, real quick.
Ricochet shot on Graham.
He also
Hold on.
Matt Gaetz
Graham
also went on the Benny Johnson pod and said he was told by a military member that aliens are breeding hybrid humans at 12 locations across America. Benny Johnson, by the way, was caught taking Russian money before at Tenet Media in 2024. So everybody going on his show and telling you about aliens, I'd take it with a grain of salt.
I want to real quick on the Lindsey Graham thing. So the reason Graham posted that photo that got trolled by that epic meme is because he was at Disney World over the weekend, and TMZ has sicked TMZ has sicked their photographers on politicians, saying, "Get me photos of politicians on vacation while the government shut down." And they did. They got Lindsey Graham at Disney World holding a pink fairy princess scepter. Okay, and Graham, to I guess quiet those rumors, posted this photo. "Spent some time breaking clays in Edgefield County today. I wasn't at Disney World. I was
he shooting women
in the woods hunting." Right? Yeah, your guys.
That guy's living his best life. Lindsey Graham is living his best life. I can tell you that.
Damn, dude, that one picture of Lindsey Graham at the restaurant got posted to our Discord server. That was one of our listeners.
Oh, really?
That was their family. Yeah, I think.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, pink. You know, Alex Jones was pretty offended by this. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the pink princess scepter, grown man.
Amazing. God, that's amazing.
He's listed at 5'11". Byron Gnome's listed at 5'11". That can't be true.
There's
right?
no
I
fucking
saw
way that guy's
6'5"
Yeah.
online.
I'm seeing 5'9".
No, wait, what is she, 5'2"?
Seeing 5'9".
Look at how long his legs are in this picture of with the fake tits.
I saw 6'5".
That picture is so ridiculous.
Look at how long his thighs are.
That's my favorite one. With his stomach popping out, his hairy stomach popping.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his bimbofication, is it just a cover? Like, is it like the lesser of like, okay, I really just want to be a woman, but I'm not going to go that far.
I don't know why Brian is into bimbofication, but like it with the
You
way
gotta
that he's
get on FetLife and ask, dog.
with the way that his marriage is, like, can you really blame him for being into some weird shit?
No, I'm way less mad at Noem for the plain sex, and you know, like, maybe they just have their own things. Maybe it's best for both of them to move.
Clearly,
Yeah.
they've got their own.
Maybe they both just be happy.
Yeah, let Brian have the ranch and do his thing.
No.
I don't want her
Brian-
to be happy, dude. That dog,
Brian-
immigrant hating bitch.
Brian,
I'm a
Well,
Brian
I want to be
guy,
happy.
though.
I do not like.
well,
her.
yeah, everybody's rooting for Brian, but Brian has said his Christian faith will not let him get a divorce. So that's probably another reason why he's just, trying to bimbofy it in the dark.
Maybe he just wants her at home, and this is the way he thought he could do that. Is like get her out of everything.
I need you home. I need to get off these
cry for help.
bimbos.
Yeah, it's definitely a cry for help.
I
It
need
was
my
a-
main bimbo.
It was a long play to completely sink her career.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it worked. It worked for that.
But then I liked
How
it.
much money do you need
It
to
started as a
have
prank.
where the money doesn't matter, where 25 grand doesn't matter?
Well,
Like, do you think the 25 grand
he's
matters
independent.
or not?
No, he's independently wealthy. So he's like a big insurance sales guy. So
All
he's got a ton of money of his own. He doesn't need Christie's cash.
Well, then apply it to your relationship. How much money would you need to have for your woman to not be mad about the money?
About
She's gonna be mad about the
25
bimbofication, but she's not gonna be mad about 25 grand.
10
I
million.
feel like anybody can hide
okay.
25 grand.
Yeah, I think you can say I'll
You get
stop it.
creative with the books.
I
You
won't.
can
I won't
hide
do 25 grand every year. I had a.
If
I had
you're worth
tough
$1 million
year.
bucks, 25 grand.
I mean, probably had his own
Yeah.
insurance company. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's worth a few million, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Look, let me have some fun, okay? I made $1 million this year.
Seeing there's nearly 31,000 upcoming events, local events on FetLife that you can attend, virtual workshops, play
Well,
parties.
Wes,
If there's a bimbofication one, you might want to check and see
Oh,
if Jason
if you
Jackson
wanna-
is there.
If you want to fuck tomorrow, you can do it on FetLife. Like
Well, it says
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But do I have to dress up like a fucking furry to
No,
do it?
no, it's whatever fetish you have. It's subdom shit. It's
do they have any just like regular, like they're like
totally?
my fetish is just
What about horny regular guy?
sex, regular.
Yeah,
I have a pussy fetish.
They have the great fantasy thing. Yeah, you could just be like a no strings attached fetish.
What about not sure on commitment? Wants pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I signed Wes up. I just haven't gotten approved yet.
Thank you.
Nice.
You damn right I signed Wes up. I did it this afternoon.
My if I ever get in the real trouble, my background history is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
All these
Look, my
sites.
buddy just keeps doing this as a joke to me.
Yeah. It's something he thinks it's funny.
No, for friends sign me up. Friends sign me up for all that.
You're on a nasty
Sure,
West.
nasty Wes.
Yeah. That ain't me.
Nasty the last drop, huh, Wes?
All right, well, we got to stay updated on this war chest, as the New York Post called it, which that was an amazing headline.
The war chest. I mean, Brian has put himself right in the middle of the public limelight for sure. So
He's the
we're gonna
number one political story right now.
He was the number one trend of the day, March 31st. Yeah, in the world. Yeah,
I mean, everyone had it, dude. Fox News had it. CNN had it. It was TV, print.
it was
Everything,
international. Internet. Everybody published it because it's unbelievable. Yeah.
All right, well, let's change gears completely. Talk about a natural phenomenon that struck me as just hilarious when I saw this article. And we've talked about it before. Of course, not so funny if you live in a place where you have to deal with this bullshit, but hilarious that there are people who live in a place where this is all they talk about and all they have to deal with on a regular basis, everyday life. I'm, of course, talking about the iconic tumbleweed of the West. Okay.
I mean, people that just show up places with scratches head to toe.
Yeah. Yeah, like, how was your day? How many tumbleweeds you get hit by today? It's an insane life.
So everything okay at home?
Yeah.
I got hit with a tumbleweed in the
You
eye.
get a few hundred cats, or
Spent all day collecting tumbleweeds. So this is something that a little background from the NPR article by Kaylin Moore. She confirms that they are Russian and they're plants and they're to blame. So it's a native to Russia and Eastern Europe. In the 1870s, immigrants from that region came over and they started, settling in the West and the Great Plains, and they brought with them flaxseed, which is a hard winter wheat, and that wheat became something that Kansas produces. It's famous in the state. It's a staple of our diets. But they also in that flaxseed, they had some tag-alongs, and those were the Russin thistle seeds.
Oh,
and so,
of course,
so they just spread like wildfire. And basically, what happens is these fucking tumbleweeds, as they tumble, each one can release 10,000 seeds as they tumble, and it's a war they can't win. And they're also herbicide. They're one of the first weeds that herbicides didn't work against back in like the 70s. So they're just like
they're indestructible.
Yeah, they're indestructible. Here's
the cockroaches of plants.
They are. They really are the cockroaches of plants.
Look at this fucking video of what it's like to deal with these things when they get bad. I mean, it's just
nightmare fuel.
A fucking nightmare. This house is completely covered in them. These guys on these bikes are riding through. They're just getting slammed with tumbleweeds.
Look at all those tumbleweeds.
It looks like a gang.
Yeah.
Dude,
unruly kids.
Waiting for you to get out of your house. Come on.
That sucks for places that are flat like that. We have them out here in Reno, but like it's too hilly, so they won't stack up in big bunches.
Look at that
like
shit.
that, dude. Flat plains with tumbleweeds, that's a nightmare.
Has anyone been killed by a tumbleweed?
There are some places in the country where
like
you gotta go check on
correct.
I
Olds
bet it's made cars crash for sure
during
like,
tumbleweed season. Oh yeah,
it blocks
Look
your
at this
view.
guy.
Oh shit!
Look at that shit. This is what
looks
you
like
got to deal with.
Looks like an explosion going off in front of your car. It's insane.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Oh, you
So
have to clean it up too. My goodness.
Yeah, you have to throw them in the trash. It's fucking annoying.
Well, no, so, there's such a fire hazard. They're like mini Californias rolling around, and they
Just
they
little California.
yeah, they're just little Californias.
Flammable as hell.
Yeah, and they
yeah,
well,
they are just little fire starters.
yeah, and so they'll stack up around the house, and if you don't get rid of them, then they'll just the whole neighborhood will go up. They cause wildfires and shit. And so some towns they sprout in the spring and then they dry out in the fall, and that's when they get released into the fucking wind and wreak havoc on everyone. And it's a real problem for farmers because these things remove 44 gallons of water. One good tumbleweed can remove 44 gallons of water, and then the crops have to compete with these things for water. So it's a plague on farmers.
Yeah, but
They're like almond cockroaches.
They can get rid of it though because like at least on the farm aspect, like have you seen those new machines they have where like they have AI
They
like
shred 'em.
robots where they'll ride over top of the crops and then the lasers will just laser out all the weeds. Like it's
Oh,
draining
really?
them.
That's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
That's tight.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah. But they get so bad in towns that some towns have what they're called burn dumpsters, and they just lend them out to residents to collect these fucking tumbleweeds and then burn them in these dumpsters so they don't start a wildfire.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
have to
fucking-
burn them off. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably the best way to deal with them for sure.
Where
It's
is
crazy.
it worst? Like where are those houses getting?
I think Wyoming
Ka-
is the
Kansas,
Wyoming,
Utah, the Great Plains.
Oh,
Nevada-
what about,
Dust,
what about
Dust
a
Bowl.
what about a
Nevada's
tornado
bad.
with tumbleweeds?
Yeah, I mean, look at this video is just fucking incredible. Hang on, let me pull it up again. When they're going across the fucking, look at this shit. Look at this shit when it's going just across the field. Look at that. It's fucking
Disgusting.
crazy to deal with. Anyway,
punching them.
yeah, the silver lining that many people are saying is that they provide sanctuary for many bird species.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm sure everyone wouldn't trade that every bird in the world for
Not a
having
single
these things
person
around.
cares about that.
And they feed some certain wildlife. So
Not a single
eats
person
that
affected
crap?
by tumbleweeds cares about that.
I don't know. Fucking rodents eat it. Probably that's probably the wildlife they're talking about.
Oh, excellent. So it saves sparrows and rats.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it
Anyway.
actually draws out the rats. And
Yeah.
then our
The rats of the sky.
It gives the rats a perfect home.
It's Armageddon. There's just fires and rats. It's a fucking crazy way to live. But thank you to the farmers out there who deal with this shit so that we can eat.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ, dude! I'm looking at one in San Pedro that's blocking the whole sidewalk. Can't get by, dude.
Yeah,
They
it's
get
fucking
huge.
crazy.
It's when they clump up, like Western Australia.
Yeah.
They'll clump up and they get.
Yeah, they're like Velcro.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, they are.
Fuck those things. All right, I got a toss back Tuesday for you. I copywrote that, by the way. No one's
Nice.
ever said those words in that combination before.
Yeah.
If they tried to show proof, it's going to be AI slop. That's what I'm saying. So also works for binge drinking on Tuesdays. Shout out.
Top back, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm obviously talking about an older story that for some reason is making the rounds again, disguised as a news story, and it's literally about disguises. Because back in 2016, there was a phenomenon occurring in China known as ghost drivers. What do you think that was?
Like fake Uber drivers.
They had ghost cities. What's a ghost driver?
Well, it's pretty much dead on.
Like somebody who's gonna like fake out like they're your driver, but then they abduct you.
Okay,
Or a ransom you or something.
not quite, but it's Uber. So a ton of Chinese Uber drivers figured out that if the person requesting the ride canceled the ride, they would still get paid a cancellation fee. So they started making their profile pics look like they were
Oh.
ghosts to scare off people, like images from
Amazing.
the ring.
Oh.
Yeah. Good
That's
call.
awesome.
And the
You asked-
Chinese
Yeah.
people are like actually looking at the pictures of their drivers before and canceling that
Well,
shit.
back in 2016, when you ask for an Uber, it's, I guess, maybe internationally, but certainly in China, the second you accept, just the big profile picture pops up. So like you just got like a ghost image, and then they were hoping. It looks like the girl from the ring. They were hoping that people would cancel, and they were obviously heavily like edited photos. They had like the haunt filter on from 2016 or whatever is going on. A lot of people called them zombie drivers, and then boom, scared nerd cancels, you get paid.
That's awesome.
See, I cancel my Uber when I find out they're Chinese. So
Yeah,
you know.
they don't have the option. They don't have the option. However, people started, I guess, catching on, and so they were like, we need a ride. Like, obviously, there's no way all of these drivers are ghosts, so they stopped canceling, and then the drivers had to adapt. And one other method involved just starting the trip without the passenger ever entering the car, seconds before showing up, and then completing the ride, which was the second form of ghost ride. So they would get paid for the full ride without having the drive at all.
Amazing.
And then they would also accept a ride and then never show up, waiting the passenger out, who would eventually cancel and then pay them. Or they would purposely drive past them over and over, forcing cancelations, pretending like they couldn't find them.
That's a great exploit. Yeah.
At a certain point, isn't it easier to just give the ride?
No, they didn't want to, Pat. They wanted to. They would just drive right by, pretending not to see the people ordering the ride, who would say, "O'Leary."
So they're just like they're just terrorizing the app, basically.
Yeah, long story short, all these scams still exist on a small scale to date. But in 2016, it got so bad and Uber got notified so many times that they ended up addressing it and firing thousands of scammers in China.
Yeah,
that's a great purge. Yeah,
it's fair by Uber.
Yeah, they got too hot. All right, but off for here's a hot off the presses story we've got to talk about. Got to talk about this guy. You guys know who that is, right?
That's Kane. Or is that Bane?
A wrestler for sure, but I don't know which one.
Kane or Bane?
You close. It's obviously hardcore indie wrestler Cruel of Ruthless Pro Wrestling. You guys are just messing with me, right?
Yeah.
He's actually not. I'm sorry. He of course is not from Ruthless Pro Wrestling. He was just wrestling at Ruthless Pro Wrestling's Omega event on March 28th. He's of Major League Wrestling, and as we all know, as you guys know, a lot of the indies do cross promotion. So
of course.
And
I know the pizza guy, the dough guy.
Yep. He was from Party World Wrestling in Austin. He's been on AEW. And you were confused. You might know him as Mads Cruel Kruger. I shouldn't have made assumptions.
Of course.
So Mads Cruel was doing this event on March 28th. He had the main event, a Rust Belt death match against world champion Schlack in a last man standing match at the Berwyn Eagles Club in Berwyn, Illinois. Nice. And here's a little sample.
Right down the street from me. I should have gone.
You should have. Like, here's a little sample how Cruel enters the ring. Punches through glass. He just
shatters glass all over the audience.
Just literally all over the audience.
Taste my glass.
So he's got this death match going on, this last man standing match, and I don't know who won because none of the articles mentioned it. I think Schlack did because he was the champion of that promotion. But the action didn't end in the ring. As after the event was over, a fan of Schlack who had previous issues with Cruel at that event snuck into the locker room and stabbed Cruel.
What?
Yeah.
For the glass?
Yeah, no, he did. You'll hear he did. He did.
I mean, the glass is ridiculous. Why is someone fucking wearing sandals, man? Come on.
Getting stabbed by a fan is so fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the fan, it was a glancing blow to the ginormous Cruel, who's 7 feet tall, and it was in front of 20 indie wrestlers that are always just begging for a fan to step through the ropes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can even play this. We're probably gonna have to make this this particular show on Megaphone 18+ if we want to play this. Because do you want to see the indie wrestlers just beat this dude's ass?
Did they? Oh, they videotaped it?
Yeah, in the locker room right after he gets stabbed. It was in front of 20 wrestlers. Well, they're all covered in blood from the death matches.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you find the video?
It's all over the internet, and half of them are you have to be 18 or older to watch.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on Instagram. It's on X. It's on, I don't know. What do you think? Should I play it?
Tape. Is he really 7 feet tall?
He's like 6'10", but they listed.
How is he not in the WWE? All right, yeah, roll the tape.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Turn it off.
Turn it off? Wait till he gets kicked on the stairs. Wait till he gets kicked on the stairs. Watch this kick.
Yeah,
Kicks him on the stairs. He got beat up for about a minute by 20 guys that just finished their
fuck
death
him
matches.
up.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Not great.
man.
Lou
What
Nixon,
a
the
move.
deathmatch wrestler, described what happened to everyone. He said, at the start of the show, I was speaking to Cruel. Cruel told me the guy went up to the merch stand at the start of the show and started asking Cruel how much all of his merchandise was, and then went, I'm not fucking paying that, and then walked out. And then he was in the front row during Cruel's entrance, and now Cruel's a big monster, so he walks around trying to intimidate people. And the guy stepped out of the front row and stepped in front of Cruel and squared up to him. Cruel obviously didn't break character and made him look silly. And then during the match, I think the guy got knocked out of his seat by Cruel. So he did get run into by Cruel during the match. And then Minnie Knuckles, who you guys all know, said,
Isn't that an honor though? Like one of these things, isn't that an honor?
Yeah. You want Cruel to choke slam you.
Is Minnie Knuckles a little person?
Minnie Knuckles is a chick wrestler. She's probably a little shorter. Probably stacked. She said it all went down again at the merch stand after the show, because at the Indies you can go back and buy merch directly from the wrestlers who need you to buy their merch desperately. So people do that, which is nice.
Why are you gonna stab an amateur wrestler? This is so fucked up.
So that's what he did.
Will.
He stabbed him at the merch stand, and what you guys saw was a beatdown at the merch stand.
The last guy you need to be stabbing is Cruel, who's like barely making ends meet, doing like fucking little local events.
Also, it did no damage to Cruel. Cruel, of course, is totally fine. He said the next day, he's like, I'm totally fine. He didn't even know he was stabbed. Doctors had to tell him prior to being chokeslammed. Like he's fine. He's gonna be fine. And that wrestler,
the lightest injury of the night for him.
It's huge for Cruel. This is great press for him.
It is good press for Cruel.
Dude, Cruel's a beast.
Yeah. And that's Cruel spelled Krule. Okay.
K-Rule.
Yeah. Okay, K-Rule.
Right.
Byron.
Right. Brian. It's me, Rayon.
Yeah.
Will, you want to see this this Dan Hurley thing? Do you know the context behind it?
The Yukon beat Duke.
Yeah, the last second shot. Yeah. And this is his
Crazy
reaction.
last second shot.
Just gets
What is that?
He headbutts the ref. The game is still going on, and everyone's like, should he be teed up? He's like, tee me up, bitch. Tee me up, bitch.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best clip in a while.
I don't know. I just love it. Everyone does.
He's an interesting coach, man, because like they fucking blew it last year. Now he's like right back in the mix. So
he makes Nick Sirianni look like the Dalai Lama.
He is the Nick Sirianni of college basketball.
He's a hothead, but he's a great coach.
I looked up Bill Murray's kid, who's the assistant coach, his salary. I think he's making like $725, $825 or something.
Well, it's a big program. UConn's
yeah,
a big
UConn
program.
basketball is
Big
the top of the lot.
Yeah, they got some players.
Yeah, they won back-to-backs with her when Hurley was just like right there. I mean, that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, right. But then they like kind of fell off a cliff, but now they're back.
It's like a year. Yeah, they're back. Yeah.
All right, well, Pat, what you got? What you got for us? You got something?
Oh, that's the show, buddy. That's the show.
Nice.
Check us out.
Nice.
Get out there. Oh yeah, real quick. Trump's gonna address the nation Wednesday night about the war in Iran. So
Hopefully about Brian too.
We need Brian updates and also gas prices. That'd be nice. Bring those down, please.
The pilots who flew in front of Kid Rock House were National Guard members. They were suspended, and then Pete Hegseth unsuspended them on X and said fly on Patriots or something like that.
And then said there will be mandatory flybys of Kid Rock's house.
From now on,
Yeah.
we're turning the Southern White House into a military operation.
And you're paying for it.
It's going to be a base.
Land here anytime, boys.
That's the show. Get out there and have a great fucking day.
The cream of the crop!